สวัสดีครับเพื่อนๆHello Mr. Jason
สวัสดีครับคุณ Big How are you doing today
Yeah doing good Okay
Good
สวัสดีครับเพื่อนๆวันนี้เรามาพบกับรายการพิเศษนะวันนี้ปกติเราจะไม่มีรายการช่วงเช้าวันเสาร์นะฮะวันนี้เป็นรายการคุยให้รู้นะครับแล้ววันนี้ผมได้เชิญเขาเรียกว่าอะไรดีแขกรับเชิญพิเศษท่านหนึ่งแล้วกันนะ Mr. Jason Brink นะครับมาจากกาล่านะฮะวันนี้เนี่ยเราอยากจะมาสอบถามแล้วก็พูดคุยกันในเช้าวันเสาร์นิดนึงนะว่ากาล่าไปถึงไหนแล้วนะฮะแล้วก็ดูมันมันจะมีข้อคอนเซิร์นอะไรไหมหรือว่าจะมีอะไรที่ให้เราค่อนข้างจะฟินกันไหมนะฮะเดี๋ยววันนี้เรามาอัปเดตกับคุณเจสันบริงกันนิดหนึ่งนะครับ Hello Mr. Jason I expect you
How are you today
understand what I'm saying in Thai is that right
เข้าใจนิดเดียวครับ
เข้าใจนิดเดียว There seem to be quite a lot now Okay how are you doing
I'm doing okay I'm finally just before I head back to North America I'm finally on this time zone so just in time to go back home and be very jet lagged there instead
All right okay when are you going back
tomorrow morning
Oh tomorrow morning that's fine
yeah
okay but even you go back we can have some fun and doing some live stream
of
later on
course absolutely and I'll be back here in Thailand within the next couple months I think so I'll probably come stay for a few months I'd like to do some big community get-togethers and things like that maybe we can do some just for your channel
All
so
right
we'll do an event just for your people who want to come
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, first of all, because my channel we have so many people, both the strong FC from Gala and also the one who never knows about Gala before. So can you introduce Gala a little bit to us?
Sure so Gala is a company that originally started focusing on games. That's why many people hear you talk about Gala Games.
Yep.
But we've grown from just games to film and music and all entertainment verticals, and also have built and deployed our own L1 blockchain and node ecosystem. We were the first one to do a node offering in the space at all. And we are the one of the largest DePIN providers of the entire decentralized internet. Right now, Gala founders nodes are roughly 85% of the DHT servers in the IPFS infrastructure. So we're absolutely supporting the decentralized internet, absolutely supporting the decentralization and democratization of data, and we are also very into entertainment and having fun. So we kind of cover everything.
Okay, that's a very good brief introduction. Start with game, but now Gala is more than that. Okay.
Much more
than that. Okay. So can you so what's the reason you're coming here into Thailand? Can you tell us?
Sure. I came here because I had a panel at Southeast Asian Blockchain Week and at Alice's event the other day as well. So I came here, did a couple panels, had a community meetup the other night where I bumped into you. We did a little quick recording for your community. And basically here to connect, do some business development, talk to a bunch of our partners in the region. There are many people who are starting to build on Gala Chain, and some of them are based in this area. So to connect with them and put together MOUs, get some contracts ready to go. So there's a lot that we're doing.
Sounds a lot, and a lot of adoptions going to happen to Gala, right?
Okay. A lot.
Okay. Before we going to tell the audience about the plans of the years, okay, maybe let's I jump to some questions from the people, okay, our FC. Okay, the first questions that I got from the FC would be having event. When is going to happen? Having of Gala.
I don't know the exact date, but it's based on it's essentially based on the emissions. So, excuse me.
It's all right.
I was just eating
some
of these chili peppers, and so A little bit of the dust got in
Yeah,
my throat. But anyway, the halving is based on the emission and tokenomic structure. We actually have a proposal that's going to be going out to the node ecosystem soon that changes it from a halving step structure to a much more smooth curve, so that supply moves it up and down the emissions curve, but it's not as chunky. The way that was originally set up was before I joined Gala, and so this is kind of the next step in making it a better ecosystem.
All right, so we still don't know when exactly. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's if you go to analytics.gala.com, it may show up there. I'm not sure if that was ever pushed live there yet, but
Okay,
there's a thing that watches and shows when that is.
All right, so let me explain in Thai a bit because someone may not understand. Okay. เมื่อกี้คุณแจสันก็บอกว่าเรื่องของการ halving เนี่ยสมัยก่อนเนี่ย proposal เก่าเนี่ยคือการ halving แบบเป็น step เนาะ step ลงมาแบบนี้เลยแล้วก็อาจจะค่อนข้างที่จะกระทันหันเกินไปนะครับแล้วก็ proposal ใหม่ที่เขาค่อนข้างจะเห็นด้วยเนี่ยก็คือการgradually เนาะค่อย halving ที่มันค่อย slope ลงมานะมันจะไม่เป็น step บันไดมันก็จะค่อนข้างที่จะ smooth หน่อยแล้วก็จะเหมือนจะเป็นช่วง transition ได้ดีกว่าอะไรแบบเนี้ยนะครับแต่ว่าเรื่องของ timeline ว่าเมื่อไหร่จะเริ่ม halving เนี่ยคุณเจสันยังตอบไม่ได้นะประมาณนั้น Okay, I'll just explain what.
Yeah, I don't personally track all of those statistics. There's a lot going on and a lot of numbers, so it's not something that I am looking at personally all the time.
All right, okay, understand. So next question will be about the timeline. Okay, they want to know the timeline of the game. For example, like Miranda's, when it's going to come out, and do you know any timeline about that?
So Miranda's hopefully will go into a test mode here before too terribly long. I don't want to make a promise of an exact date because there were just some team restructures around Miranda's, where some of the team we essentially created a live service studio based in Chile, and they're the ones that are building a lot of that out right now. So it's a lot of fluctuation right now. Other games moving very quickly into live service, release, and also more people coming to build on Gala Chain that aren't our games, but are just other third parties like Voyager. Reflect came and they built Voyager, which released just 2 days ago on Gala Chain, and in our ecosystem, but it really doesn't have anything to do with us.
All right.
So
okay.
you can see a lot more of that.
Understand. Okay. Quite a lot of questions. We're moving to the next one. Some people, okay, during the first period of Gala, and that we call the first generations of Gala fans, that times they bought quite a lot of NFT. Okay. And it seems like that NFT nowadays is like 90% off at the moment. Do you have any plan or whatever?
I mean, the reality is that people bought NFTs when the market was at the absolute peak of the market, and tokenomic structures were different. People were buying those NFTs because and this is kind of an interesting thing, is they were buying NFTs that were much cheaper in Gala because they had lots of Gala from the founders nodes. The Gala was very expensive at that point in time, so they were buying expensive NFTs with expensive Gala at the absolute peak. Okay, and so everything kind of came down together because that's the way that the market cycle works. There really isn't anything that will ever, I mean, for example, I bought many NFTs personally when Gala was at its very peak and the NFTs were at the very peak. I bought, some very expensive items for Mirandus. I bought very expensive items for Echoes of Empire, for all of these, because these are games that I very much want to play. And the market does what the market does. There's no way that a price will ever be guaranteed. Things change, fluctuate all the time. So is there a plan that is specifically focused on the price of NFTs? No, not at all.
No.
What there is there's a plan that is focused on bringing people into the game to come and play. And ultimately, that's the thing that makes all of this work. It's not about the price or the floor or token price or anything. I know that these are important to people, but from our perspective as a business, we have to focus on the game, not necessarily on the token price only.
Understand. Okay. Move to the next question.
I look very old on this camera in this lighting. I look very old. My God. Sorry.
No, you're not old. Okay. Founder node. How many left?
Yeah.
That's the questions. How many?
I don't know off the top of my head. I believe something like 12, 13,000.
Yeah, and if I don't know if this is the questions. If we buy now, right now, is this okay? The ROI, you think it's worse?
From an ROI perspective, I never talk about that at all. What I would say is that pretty soon the founders nodes are going to be NFTs.
Yeah.
When the founders nodes are NFTs, they are transferable, which means that you can buy them from other people. There are people who bought founders nodes for $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 who would probably be willing to sell it for a profit, but lower than the current price on the Gala store is, would be my guess. I do not know.
Yeah.
But if I were buying founders nodes, I would probably wait for them to become NFTs and buy them from somebody who wants to sell them instead of trying to buy them from the store.
Understand. Okay. I heard that Gala is using the concept of P2E, right? Play to earn. What's the difference between P2E of Gala and P2E of other projects? Anything unique? Anything?
I mean, nothing stands out as being hugely unique in that regard. And it really depends very much on the specific game itself. We don't even necessarily set that as a policy. Like for starters, I think of it as play and earn, not play to earn, because I think you should be having fun too. That's the number one reason. But the way that the system is structured, somebody can come, like for example, Voyager, again, just released the other day, which I recommend everyone go play. It's super fun. With Voyager, they have their own tokenomic structure. We didn't advise on it. We didn't talk about it. They built their thing. There's an earning component in it, but that's their thing, not our thing. And, it is just whatever it is.
Okay.
So it can be very flexible.
Yeah. Okay. Voyager is exciting. Let's move to the next questions. Gala change. I heard that what you mentioned before. Okay, Gala, we are not focusing on the game at all. We focusing something else much more than that. And one of the pictures that you would like to or the audience to look at it is L1. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From L1 perspective, I mean, compared to other L1s, any benefit or any standout concept?
Yes, absolutely. Most L1s that you run into these days are one of two things. And this actually kind of applies to L2s as well. But most of the L1s that you run into are EVM.
Yeah.
Okay. And it means they're Ethereum virtual machine, which means that they're essentially just forks of Ethereum with some parameter changes. Sometimes they get more creative, sometimes less. L2s are all obviously EVM because they're all settling back down onto Ethereum, right? And let's not even get into L3s. But the main thing there with that is that anything that is EVM is based on Solidity. Okay, so Solidity is the language that you have to write in, and Solidity, for those of you who are sort of normal computer science people, Solidity is a pain in the ass. It is a very obscure language, and it's really only good for EVM. I don't know of any other utility for Solidity as a language. Now, this is important because with Gala Chain, the core is basically TypeScript. So it's very, very easy to learn. It's
More
very,
general?
very easy, right? Much more general and much more flexible. So Solidity has a lot of very, complex rules in the way that things have to be done. TypeScript is much more flexible. So it's easier for a person to, from a building perspective, if you wanted to build something on Gala chain, rather than getting a Solidity engineer and having to pay the Solidity engineers a whole bunch of money, you can get normal comp sci people, and go from there, and it's much cheaper to build. So that's one of the things that stands out really well.
Okay, understand. Let me translate it because many people are interested in. คุณเจสันก็อธิบายไว้นะครับว่า Gala Chain เนี่ยถ้าเทียบกับ L1 ตัวอื่นเนี่ยก็ส่วนใหญ่จะเทียบกับตัว Ethereum เนาะที่เป็น EVM ใช่ไหม EVM เนี่ยเป็นภาษาที่ต้องเรียกว่าใช้ Solidity แล้วก็ Solidity เนี่ยแอปพลิเคชันเดียวก็คือใช้บน EVM เท่านั้นแหละนะครับก็ค่อนข้างที่จะเป็นภาษาที่เจาะจงเฉพาะตัวในขณะที่ถ้าเป็น Gala เนี่ยเราใช้ TypeScript ใช่ไหมเขาบอกใช้ TypeScript เนี่ยมันจะค่อนข้างกว้างกว่าแล้วก็ more general กว่ามันจะค่อนข้างที่จะ flexible กว่าเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยถ้าในมุมของ Dev นะฮะที่จะมาพัฒนาเนี่ยก็ไม่ต้องมาเรียนรู้ใหม่ให้เสียเวลาอะไรประมาณนั้นนะฮะแล้วก็มีความคล่องตัวกว่าเพราะฉะนั้นจุดนี้คุณเจสันก็มองว่าเป็น Gala ก็เป็นยืนในจุดที่ดีแล้วกันโอเคแค่แปลเนาะ I'll move to the next questions. Some people worry about Gala breaking out too many stuff like now you're focusing on game and now we have a change and we have music, we have film. Is it too much? Too many stuff to look at and then like the teams, is it big enough?
Well, the teams are separate teams. Okay, so it's not like the same people that do music or the people that are doing games. Totally separate teams. I know people worry about that a lot, but the reality is that many of these things there's a lot of overlap that are bigger areas of overlap than you might think. And so this isn't something that I personally worry about. My focus is really on the technology because I think that's the most powerful part of it. But yeah, I'm not concerned about this.
Okay, I understand. Okay, next questions. Too many people ask these questions. Okay, I need to ask. The case between Illich and Wright. And
I am aware of it. Yes, of course.
Yeah, different people keep asking me about that. Any update on that? And then yeah. Okay, you.
So I'm not entirely sure how this is here in Thailand, but in the US, if there's a ongoing legal thing, you can't really discuss it.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not a thing I can talk about. But what I can say is that generally speaking, from a day-to-day perspective, it does not have any impact on the company or anything like that or operations. It has some impact on some things that, I mean, it's not a big surprise that when the two founders and shareholders are not in agreement with one another, sometimes some business processes don't always go the way that you would want because sometimes you need two people to sign something, for example. So stuff like that is impacted, but it doesn't really have much to do with us as a company otherwise.
Okay, understand. I heard that the node 14,000 has been frozen, is that right? And at the moment?
I don't know exactly what the process was, but I know that they I think there was a document that said that Eric had I don't know the exact situation, but I know that Eric and Wright each had 14,000 nodes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is what has happened with those. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, just let it be. Okay. Now, this one is pretty deep. Okay, about Vox team. Vox teams run away for 6 months, and what happened?
Which team?
VOX Vox team.
Vox.
Right? Yeah.
What about it?
They leave leave the company for 6 months. Is that right? And you're just realizing something like that. I don't know. Do you understand?
No. Oh. So
You
I think I know what's being said there. So basically, long story short, some of the Vox team was
left the company.
specifically. No, it's not that they left. It's that there were communications that weren't happening.
All right.
And so what we've done is we've brought in a new development team that are absolutely doing a great job and building things out, and pace for that is increasing, which is really important, because for us, delivering on the promise that is Vox, I'm a big fan of Vox. I have tons and tons of them. I have not all, I think I'm missing 3 of the little chickens. I got almost all of the little chickens from, the little road crossing game. I'm a big fan, absolutely. And I was very sort of displeased to see sort of the state that things were in when we started really digging into it. But now things are moving forward beautifully. And I'm very happy with where it's going.
Okay, understand. At the moment, I mean, there's so many competitors coming out. Okay, only to mention like Beam, like XAIs, right? Does Gala has any plan to like pull in new people to the change? No.
Oh yeah, of course. We're constantly bringing new people in all the time. We're talking to everybody in the industry right now.
Yeah.
We've got, very competent people that are out there making connections, building networks, so on and so forth. So yeah, I definitely see a future with more people coming to build on Gala Chain, and we don't see ourselves as competitors with these people. We see ourselves as people who are working together
in the same industry, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Hold on. I just got a message that I need to go look at really quick.
Okay.
Can you still see me? Hold on. I have to go look at something really quick.
Okay. No problem. ขอบคุณนะเพื่อนๆนะวันนี้เราเป็นรายการแบบสบายๆนะวันเสาร์นะเผอิญมันมีคำถามจากเพื่อนๆทางบ้านมาเยอะมากเลยนะผมก็เลยเข้าประเด็นเร็วนิดนึงนะครับเพราะว่ามันมีเยอะ กลัวถามไม่หมดนะฮะอาจจะดูเครียดๆหน่อย เพราะมันเป็นคำถามที่เพื่อนๆนักลงทุนที่เป็นแฟนกาล่าเนี่ยอยากรู้นะครับผมก็ถามแทนแล้วกันถือว่าเป็นตัวแทนนะฮะทำหน้าที่ Oh, there is one question about the Gala Film. Okay, at the moment seems like we have like a moment selling the moments for free. Okay, so in terms of filmmaker perspective, is that worth to do, because it seems like everything free.
Well, it depends on the structure. I mean, the tokenomic structure behind film is quite robust. So, and there's various places that a filmmaker can make money in order to support their film. So it's not free. It's a test of a new tokenomic structure that we're working with.
Okay, understand.
Keep in mind that the projects that are currently on film are all projects that not all of them. The ones I think that you're seeing right now are all projects that were already pre-funded by us. We put a minimum guarantee out. So for a filmmaker, we already paid for it, so they don't have to worry about it.
All right, that's mean. Yeah, that's why we have many free moments for you guys. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Also, some FC want to know any big fan, or no, I mean any big partner like you are signing with at the moment.
Yes.
I
can't tell you that, but yes.
Tell at the moment, of course. What you guys have to ask me to ask him is still cannot disclose, right?
I wish I could tell you. It's what so again, Big, the important thing here is that we are working very, very hard in this industry, working to build more connections with people. So there will definitely be partnerships that you will see announced before too terribly long.
Okay, I think should be fine. So can you update anything's going to happen to Gala, the whole ecosystem within this year? What do we expect?
Yeah, I think the biggest some of the biggest changes that you're going to see are the introduction of the creators portal for token creation, so that everybody who wants to can come and create their own token, drop some to the founders nodes, trade it on GalaSwap, do whatever they want with it. I think that that's going to be a really big change. I think it's going to burn quite a bit of Gala, and I think it's going to be something that people are very interested to see. I think that the number of projects that are coming to build on Gala chain is increasing all the time. And so I think that you're going to see some pretty impressive projects that come to Gala chain, and I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be really good. So yeah, I think those are two major things that you will be seeing a lot of this year.
Okay, understand. Right. Let me say in Thai. จริงๆรายการนี้นะครับเพื่อนๆเราจัดขึ้นมาเพราะต้องการจะให้คุณเจสันเหมาะกับคำถามนะฮะส่วนหนึ่งเนี่ยก็ไม่ได้เป็นคำแนะนำการลงทุนย้ำก่อนนะฮะสิ่งนี้ไม่ได้เป็นคำแนะนำการลงทุนแล้วก็ไม่ได้เป็นเรื่องของการมาโปรโมทให้นะฮะแต่เป็นเรื่องของการถามคำถามนะผมมีหน้าที่ถามส่วนคำตอบจะถูกใจเพื่อนๆหรือเปล่าเนี่ยเพื่อนๆจะต้องคอยชั่งใจแล้วก็ตัดสินใจกันเอาเองนะครับผมรู้ว่าเพื่อนๆติดดอยกันเยอะนะครับแล้วก็หลายๆเหตุการณ์นะดูจากคำถามก็พอจะทราบนะฮะหน้าที่ผมคือถามแล้วค่อยเขาตอบเพื่อนๆเนี่ยลองจัดดูแล้วกันนะว่าสิ่งที่เขาตอบเนี่ยมันได้ประโยชน์มากน้อยแค่ไหนนะฮะอันนี้คือสิ่งที่อยากจะฝากเตือนเพื่อนๆทุกคนเลยนะฮะตอบดีไม่ดีอย่างไรนะครับคิดว่าไปต่อไม่ไปต่อเมื่อกี้ก็ถามแล้วนะฮะว่าถ้ามีคู่แข่งมาเราจะGalaจะมีอะไร adoption ที่ในปีนี้ที่จะสู้ไหมเนี่ยก็ถามไปหมดแล้วนะฮะก็หวังว่าจะถูกใจทุกท่านนะฮะOkay, I think we'll be fine. So last question, anything to leave with our Thai FC here, please?
So I think that for me the what I would leave with people is that it is look at how Gala chain can be integrated into the world around you. Okay. One of the things that's very important about the way that the ecosystem is structured is that it can be very beneficial for you to bring people to build on Gala chain. So for example, if you know a big company, okay, that would be good to build something on Gala chain, you refer that company, and then you can potentially get a percentage of everything that is burned through the activities of that company. Okay, so if you know somebody who runs a DeFi protocol, refer them and get them to build the DeFi protocol on Gala chain, because you can benefit from that as well. Everybody wins. We're the first chain to have a part of the ecosystem built in that makes it so that you are incentivized to bring people in to actually use the chain and bring utility. So that's the biggest thing. I will be back to Thailand in a couple months probably, and we can all get together, and I'd like to maybe even have a workshop. Maybe we can do this, Dr. Big, where we can do a in-person workshop that we will also live stream so that people can watch. But if you're in the room, you get to ask questions, and we can do something cool with that. So that people can see exactly how all of this can work and what kind of businesses can come on Gala chain, and how that can be beneficial for the businesses and beneficial for the ecosystem as a whole.
Okay, no problem. Let's make again. Okay. Let me finalize. ก็ขอบคุณเพื่อนๆมากนะฮะก็ต้องบอกว่าอาจจะไม่ได้เป็นภาษาไทยทั้งหมดแล้วก็ไม่ได้แปลนะครับก็ลองดูแล้วกันมันน่าจะมีตัว subscription ด้านล่างที่แปลแล้วเพื่อนๆก็ลองไปกดแปลใน Google Translate ดูนะเพราะว่าถ้าเกิดเราแปลทุกประโยคเนี่ยอาจจะไม่ทันจริงๆนะเลยให้ตอบไปก่อนลื่นๆแล้วก็อาจจะมีคำถามที่แปลให้ฟังนะครับทั้งหมดทั้งมวลย้ำอีกรอบไม่ได้เป็นเรื่องของการแนะนำการลงทุนถ้าเพื่อนๆสนใจเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของเกมเนี่ยก็รบกวนดูหลายๆที่นะฮะแล้วก็เปรียบเทียบกันด้วยนะฮะผมต้องบอกก่อนเลยว่าหลังๆเนี่ยพูดถึงชื่อนี้บางคนก็เจ็บปวดนะเพราะว่าเวลามันราคาเนี่ยถึงแม้เมื่อกี้คุณเจสันจะตอบแล้วเนี่ยว่าราคาเป็นอะไรที่เขาควบคุมอะไรไม่ได้นะฮะแต่ว่าบอกได้เลยว่าก็เข้าใจความรู้สึกเพื่อนๆนะกับคนที่บางทีติดลบมา 90% อัพเนี่ยก็เข้าใจได้งั้นก็ต้องดูแลตัวเอง นะฮะไม่ควรที่จะ all in อะไรบางอย่างแล้วก็หลังจากนี้ศึกษาให้ดีนะครับผมแค่เป็นสื่อกลางที่พยายามจะทำให้ทุกคนได้ข้อมูลที่ถูกต้องเท่านั้นนะไม่ได้รับคอมมิชชั่นอะไรจากเขาทั้งนั้นนะฮะวันนี้แค่เชิญมาพูดคุยเฉยๆแล้วก็ประชาสัมพันธ์นิดนึงพรุ่งนี้เนี่ยผมมีรายการออกกับแบร์ไตเนาะตอนประมาณสักตอนเช้านะก็จะคุยเรื่องของการแบน Binance นะแล้วก็ตอนเย็นเนี่ยก็จะมีรายการเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของโซลาร์เซลล์นะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเนี่ยเสาร์อาทิตย์นี้ไม่เหงาแน่นอนนะวันนี้เช้านี้เจอผมแล้วเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้เช้าก็เจออีกแล้วตอนเย็นวันพรุ่งนี้ก็มีอีกรายการหนึ่งนะครับก็ฝากติดตามกันด้วยนะครับขอบคุณนะครับทุกคนโอเค alright thanks so much Mr. Jason and hope to see you next live stream
Okay, you got it. สวัสดีครับ everybody.
สวัสดีครับ